I had to pull over to make this because I just quit my corporate job and I have no idea what's next. I have no idea how I'm going to make money or what I'm going to do or what it's going to look like, but I have never felt more confident and self-assured and aligned in what I'm doing. And I just know that the next chapter of my life does not include LinkedIn or corporate all hands or anything like that. And I'm willing to give myself the space to figure that out. And it's scary. And I'm moving back to Texas. And I don't know what my life is going to look like, but I know in my soul that I'm going to look back on this in a year and be like, that was the best decision you've ever made in your life. And I think there's two ways to live your life. You can either wait for life to blow up and move you in the direction that you need, or you move in the way that life wants you to go. And I feel like I'm doing that, and I'm so proud of myself. And I'm so excited for my future, and I don't know what it's going to look like, but I just know it doesn't involve a corporate life. And if you've wanted to quit your 9-to-5, but you don't know what life would look like, or you don't know what it would look like to bet on yourself, I'll be the fucking guinea pig. I'll figure it out and I'll document it along the way. But it feels really expansive. It feels really exciting. And I'm so excited to see what my life looks like in a couple of months or even a couple of years. And if you're in the Austin, Texas area and you like my vibe, let's hang, let's collaborate, let's have a little play date. But here's to bigger and better things, Jupiter's in Cancer, and we're all just gonna have the best summer of our freaking lives. So
all right, well, there you have it. If you can't tell, we are talking about folks quitting their jobs. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Let's get to straight away to the comments here. I quit my corporate job in April and I'm poor now, but I'm thriving. There you go. LinkedIn is the most toxic social media platform. That's not good. Please read How to Actually Attract by Rick Lewis. It will change your life. How are y'all quitting so confidently in this economy and job market though? Facts. That one has 30 replies. Let's take a look real quick. There comes a time in some people's lives where material possessions and property don't matter, but living in a life of true freedom and happiness means more. Still have to survive though. From past personal observations, it's easy to quit a corporate job, but if you come from money, like people who have never had to live off a service worker's wages for extended period, love encouraging others to follow their hearts. Yikes! There you go. Some opinions, obviously. But in my experience, people don't quit jobs, they quit leadership. Personal experience, I've done that myself. Typically, they have a boss and just the relationship isn't gelling. So, if you are a boss, treat your people nicely. Otherwise, you may come across situations like this where you have to replenish or replace talent. And sometimes talent is very hard to come by. If you're a boss, if you're a manager, keep your people safe, keep them happy. Keep them engaged, and you'll have a thriving team for whatever your endeavor is, and I'm sure you'll perform well in your organization, and it's best all around. All right, let's go to the next one, y'all.
I'm going to quit my job right now, and you're going to listen to the conversation.
Hello?
Hey, Kevin, this is Johan calling.
Yes, hey, how you doing?
Hey, not bad, man. Hey, I'm just calling to let you know, man, I got a job offer somewhere else, and I think I'm going to take it up.
And what? And you're going to...
I'm accepting a job offer elsewhere. It's local, pays better, home every day. Something I can't really pass up.
All right. I do have an opening coming up in the local work 3 days a week. Are they going to give you 3 days a week?
No, they're going to give me 5, but it's Monday to Friday, and I'm pretty sure, and it's from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm not sure that's a schedule you can accommodate.
Ready? How much notice are you going to provide here?
Oh, well, I'm not going back. I'm just going to start with them on Monday.
That's pretty shitty.
I understand, man, but it's not really much I can do here. Sleeping over the road stuff, I signed up for, I understand, but I got to think about myself here, too. I know it's not convenient for you.
Well, just that kind of karma comes back, and burning your bridges here. If you go and you don't like this so much, I had a 3-day work week available for you, and you just be aware burning bridges like this in your career is not a good idea.
I understand, man, but I gotta put myself first sometimes. It's not all about burning bridges.
Well, that's your option, man. So I get it. Thanks so much. I don't know. Just best of luck.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Take it easy.
Goodbye.
Did he say that that type of karma comes back to me? He told me that that 3-day work week schedule was going to up and up in maybe 1 year. 1 year. I have to call and quit for you to offer me that? And I promise you that if I was going to get fired, I wouldn't get a 2 weeks notice. That's not going to happen. And you know what? I'm so glad I quit now, because these are the true colors that I was going to run into further down the line sooner or later. Anyway, thank you for tagging along.
There we have it. Sounds like manager issues, kind of like what I was talking about earlier. Man, not even a 2-week notice though. That's usually standard. But you can tell he's been wanting to make that phone call for a while. Well, good for him. It is what it is. People stay when they see a future. Obviously, it doesn't look like he saw a future here. And we saw, well, we didn't see, but, well, we saw and heard from his previous boss, karma comes back. What? Why would you? I don't get. I get it. You're upset because he's not giving you sufficient notice for you to replenish and get another employee to take over his slot, but you got to keep a level of professionalism as well. You never know when employees are quitting on you, and you could be posted on social media like this for everybody to see. Luckily, he didn't put the company name out there or anything else, but you never know nowadays. You really got to watch your P's and Q's. If growth is blocked, they'll find it elsewhere. In this situation, this gentleman found it elsewhere. They were promising him 3 days for a year. The other company was going to give him 5 off the bat. It is what it is. Stagnation is a resignation waiting to happen, as I say. All right, let's check out the comments here. His response was very unprofessional. He took it personally. Yes, he did. He took it way too personal. The boss. We're assuming he's the boss. But they can fire you without notice. That one got 53 replies. Let's take a look real quick. Yup, they do this at my job, and I will not be giving any notice when I do leave because of that. Update. I quit that job. Well, there you go. I gave notice, and they forgot to schedule me for multiple days, so they kept putting me in the departments I've never worked in. I went in one day, changed my mind, and walked right out, and never went back. I knew I'd get replaced immediately. They really don't care. Yikes! Karma comes back. All right, let's go to the next one.
If you're thinking about quitting your job, here's what you need to know. There are many unspoken rules here that I'm sure you're not thinking through. Scenario 1 is you just accepted a new role and you need to give your notice. If you like your current company and have a good relationship, try to give at least 3 weeks notice. You're going to put a 15-minute meeting on the calendar with your boss, and you're going to say this. I wanted to thank you so much for all of your support and energy in my professional journey. I've gained so many valuable things at being in this company like X, Y, and Z. I've realized I'm ready for the next chapter of my career, and this is my formal notice. Out of respect for you and the team, I'd love to stay on for 3 more weeks so I can set everyone up for success. My last day will be blank. You're then going to let your boss tell everyone you're leaving. Once they do, you can set up one-on-ones with the people that are close to you. Be sure to send a thank you note to everyone on the team and a wrap-up thank you note right before you're ready to leave. Leaving on bad terms can really damage your career. And if you hate your boss and you hate your company and you still need to give notice, like this for part 2.
There you go. That strategy is more for corporate type of environments. If you're a trucker, are you going to schedule or send it on Outlook or whatever? Or if you're a retail worker, restaurant worker, whatever it might be, service industry. It's tough, I think, for in this situation when she's painting and strategizing. Is more for culture, for corporate environment type. And I was saying earlier, you never know nowadays. You can end up on a TikTok reel. TikTok exposes toxic workplaces, the previous video, but it also exposes strategies that employees are aware of now. Whereas a couple decades ago, this wasn't shared. It was like tribal knowledge. Who quit less? How do they do it? But now with the advent of social media and just the speed in which information travels, people see better jobs that exist and they go for it. With the other guy before, but in this situation is more formal. All right, let's go to the comments. 3 weeks is excessive. And it's just an awkward amount of time to stay when you're leaving. I've seen, or I've experienced, not with my own employees, but within our division, sometimes a month, 2 months. Depending on the role of that individual, and depending on the departure, for instance, if they're going to a competitor, or if they're just retiring pretty much at the end of their career, we've seen a month in advance, sometimes 2 months in advance. So it all depends on the situation. You don't owe any company anything. Just put your 2 weeks and leave. 3 weeks? Absolutely not. 2 weeks at most. These companies don't deserve respect and loyalty, right? These companies wouldn't give that to employees if firing or letting go 1 week at most. I just walked out and never went back after 4 years. Are you in HR? Because girl means 3 weeks without pay. Because they're going to fire you immediately. Well, there you go. So, all right, let's go to the next one.
Come with me to quit my corporate job of 7 years. I was really trying to make it until the end of the year before turning in my notice, but I figured today was as good of a day as any. So here's your reminder to not stress about your corporate job because everyone's replaceable. I've been at this company for 7 years and no one asked me a single question.
Good morning. Where are you at?
I'm at the office today. I had decided to put in my resignation.
I think I need to get one so that we have this all documented. Chelsea has just informed me that she is turning in her resignation effective today. All righty. Well, thank you so much, Chelsea.
I have brought my computer in and my charger. I believe that's all I have.
Just leave it there on my desk and we'll take care of everything else.
That was weird to me. Was that weird to y'all? It's as if they couldn't wait. All right. What? She's quitting her job. You got to find a replacement. You're happy about that? Man, I don't know what's going on there, but it seems like it's mutual. I've had employees that quit on me, and it took me way off guard. They were one of my best ones I can remember. I had a heart-to-heart. I had a conversation. What's spurring this? Is it another competitor going elsewhere? Is it the pay? Is it the environment? Is it me? What's going on? Tell me. This situation, they didn't even fight for her. They seemed elated almost of the situation. So this is, well, it's kind of fishy. I don't know what's going on there. All right, let's take a look at the comments. It sounds like they were waiting for you to quit. What a weird reaction from them. Baby, they seem excited, not gonna lie. The excitement that alrighty sounded like finally, alrighty. Dang, they couldn't wait for you to go. That is what I'm saying. All right, let's go to the next one.
I'm really burnt out and I feel like I'm on just the brink of breaking down. So I think I need to quit my job effective immediately. And that's really hard because I feel like a failure because I know I do my job so well. But it's so hard when I'm working in a toxic environment. And I'm one person doing everything. And there's just so much going on in just organizational corporate politics that I just think I need to take a break. And I just haven't because I've just gone from job to job and I've never given myself a break and I've just been working all day, all night. If I keep on working today, I'm going to be working until 3 a.m. and then I have a 4 a.m. meeting. I have to work until 5 p.m. with back-to-back meetings straight tomorrow, basically, and I just don't think I can do that. So I think I need to just finally do this for myself, which feels so scary because I feel like a failure. But I know I'm doing this for my mental health and making sure I can be in a good position because I know that I am not my job, but I feel like all I do is my job these days. And I just want to be able to live again.
That was tough. That was as raw as you can get right there. Man, she's let it all out. Oh, I feel for her. Gosh, when she was talking about toxic cultures, was it like, I'm assuming micromanagement? It sounded like that was the thing. Poor scheduling. She had a meeting at 3, another one at 4. She had to get to work at 5. When does she sleep? When does she have time for herself? I'm assuming she works remote unless you go in the office at 1 a.m. for a 3 a.m. or a 4 a.m. meeting. Gosh, sounds like she's in a lot of pressure. Constant pressure. And this is what it does. It takes a toll emotionally, physically, mentally. Culture beats pay every time. And for me and my team, I try to create a cohesive, collaborative environment. I can't imagine being in her. I'd probably do the same thing. I'm looking at her. She's probably young. She can take her skills elsewhere to another company, a more fitting culture for her in terms of professional culture, and hopefully she'll find her way. But that was a little bit tough to watch. All right, let's go to the comments. Don't quit your job. Take 3 months of stress leave. Take FMLA. I was at where you are now. I took 3 months of stress leave, and when I came back, I was so much better. You sound like me in September, and it brings me tears to my eyes hearing you cry. I cried to my husband in the exact same way. I have a 6-figure job and worry about security from my family, and my mental health suffers. I ended up taking October off through FMLA after my doctor approved, worked through November and December to gather time to plan. But after having that break and starting to feel the same emotionally, I knew it's time to leave. I hope you've been able to take a break since posting this. Even with the break, it definitely sounds like this is not for you at the end of the day. Take a leave of absence. Get paid 70% from the state. California has so many laws for you. Hopefully, like I said, you find your way, you find the path, whatever is going to work for you. I think I'm going to follow up on if she posts any videos. So, all right, we'll go to the next one.
And yes, I quit my job without having another job. It is not the end of the world. You wanna know why I quit my job? Because my mental health was depleting. I said I wasn't even gonna come on here and talk about it, but you know what? We're here now. So yes, I put in my resignation. No, I did not have a backup plan. I do, but has it came through yet? No. But another reason, I wasn't gonna do another one of those one-on-one meetings. Because if I can't move up in a company and have tried another little mid-year check-in bullshit when they tried to tell me that I ranked number 8, well, they didn't try to tell me, they did tell me I ranked number 8 out of 102 people. So when I tried to get a different position, they didn't give me the position, talking about they chose other candidates and didn't get no feedback as to why. And then tried to be trained in specialty calls and couldn't. You're cut. And then tried to tell me that I wasn't professional to y'all bitch ass. I was not. I done cussed out every damn body. Well, in a professional way. But yes, I done cussed out my boss, her boss, HR, the employee relations. Because y'all aren't for your people. Then I'm taking twice, if not 3 times more than calls than everybody else because y'all trying to tell me that I'm efficient. But with the same pay, you're cut.
Sounds like she's at a call, or she used to, because she just quit her job. Used to work at a call center, from what it sounds like. Man, I can't say I can relate to that feeling because I know it does take time. And if you've ever worked at a corporate environment, I'm not saying it's the case for every corporate environment, but I remember when I was coming up, sometimes politics comes into play, because if you have 10 top performers, but you only have a slot to promote either 1 or 2, what is going to make other candidates or other would-be promotees from rising to the top, right? If you're all performers, what else? From my experience, it has been playing the political game at work at times, and I've noticed some folks get picked over me because they know how to play those games, and they're also performers. So it just depends, especially if there's so many people vying for that position. That's just the case sometimes. So, all right, let's go to the comments. Girl, I did this in September. I'm just now getting a decent job. Everything past due, but I know God got me. Yeah, because she said she didn't have anything lined up. She had enough of it. I quit my job on Wednesday and already have a job that starts right after my notice is over, with higher pay and shorter work hours. Quit that job. Something great is coming. Mental health is more important. There you go. All right, let's go to the next one.
So I'm going to resign from my corporate job today with no backup plan. I'm super nervous. I have my first call in about an hour, and I'm doing this from home because I'd rather cry at home than cry in the office. But this is something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I've gone back and forth about it, knowing it's not the smartest move, but also knowing I can't do another busy season there. There's a lot of other factors that I could go into in another video, but I think this is just the best decision for myself right now. I've come to the fact that if nothing changes. So this is me taking the first step to figure out what career is meant for me or what will really make me happy, because right now sitting at my desk working more than just a 9 to 5 is not making me happy and is not satisfying or fulfilling my life. And I feel like I'm meant to do something else. But if I'm not, that's fine. And thankfully, I'll be able to come right back to where I am. I'm probably going to break down and cry or shit myself or throw up, and I know a lot of people are being laid off right now and the market is really hard, so I'm not trying to discredit any of that. I just feel like this will push me to do the next best thing. But please let me know if you're on the same boat, and let's just figure it out together and follow along to see where this new chapter in my life takes me, and wish me luck.
What I'm noticing so far from the videos, these folks are young. And when they show their hands, I'm not seeing any rings. I'm not seeing any relationships. I'm talking about marriage or family. Being in that situation, because before I was married, I was single, I was working. I could not do that. Just quit your job without any backup plan, without anything to go into right after. I could not. And now I have a wife, 3 kids, a lot more responsibilities than I did when I was single. I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine. Even if I had just a toxic or bad working environment, I would still try to line something up. Just again, different, just where I'm at in my life. Because I'm not only working for me, I have a responsibility for my family. And that's takes over everything and anything else. I'll put myself, or I'll suffer. I've been through worse. Whatever the situation or environment is for my family and for my kids. I'm noticing, I don't know, maybe I think they're like Gen Alpha, I'm assuming. They're right after the millennials. I don't know. I'm just basing it on the physical that I'm seeing. But they seem young and they're just willing to go for it and just walk away. All right, let's go to the comments. I think we should all quit our jobs so these corps can fall apart. No, I'm good. I'm on stay. You let me know how that goes. I did this in 2022, and it was the best decision for my mental health. Till this day, I don't regret it. That job was draining. Creator, thank you for sharing, and thank you for the motivation and reassurance. I just quit my with 0 backup plan too. I needed to prioritize my worth and mental health first. And you said it best, nothing changes if nothing changes. Creator, agree with you, said 100% to put myself first, sending you love during this journey. There you go. All right, let's go to the next one.
When it's time to leave, this is where most people mess up. They tell the truth to people who never listened before. They unload, they vent, and they burn bridges that they don't need to burn. So here's what you do instead. You keep it boring. You don't explain the mobbing. You don't list the disrespect. You don't justify your decision. You say, after careful consideration, I have decided to resign. This wasn't an easy decision, but it's the right one for me. And then you stop talking. If they ask why, you don't take the bait. You say, I'm looking for an environment that better aligns with my goals. That's it. Leave it there. No receipts, no emotion, no closure speeches. Because here's the truth. People who benefited from your silence don't deserve your honesty on the way out. Your power is in leaving them with no story to twist in your absence. You exit calm, professional, and unbothered. And that's what drives them crazy. Not because you left, but because you left without permission and without explanation. That's how you close a chapter and walk into the next one with your reputation intact and your nervous system finally at peace.
She is experienced and a professional. You can tell she's different. She's been through some stuff. She's learned to be able to communicate that and articulate that in that manner succinctly with flow. She's been through it. She's experienced. She knows exactly what she's talking about. All right, let's go straight to the comments. No explanation for the resignation and no 2-week notice. I resign effective immediately. I guess you can do it that way too. When I last resigned, I said, this is a personal choice that's best for me. That's it. When asked for details, I reiterated what I initially said. Resignation letter was 2 sentences long. Oh man, what happened if they ask, if you bump your pay, what can we do? All right, let's 3 replies to that one. Let's take a look. I want to give you the correct advice. Can you explain what you mean by bump pay? Counteroffer? You a pay increase? Yes, I'm going to give my notice, but I'm following your advice to the T. And I have a feeling they're going to come back and say, well, we'll up your pay if you stay. Creator, making a video for you, and I have a guide for you. PM me. Well, there you go. See? I love TikTok. The community, everybody's kind of looking out for each other. That's awesome. All right, let's go to the next video.
How would you professionally tell your manager I am quitting this job because you are toxic as fuck? La 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 la. Here's what you actually say. After giving this a lot of thought, I have decided to resign. I appreciate the opportunities that I have had here, but the work environment, especially the way things have been managed, has become unhealthy for me. It's impacting my mental health, my confidence, and my ability to do my best work. So I no longer feel supported or respected, or for my own well-being, it's time for me to move on. And that's it. Just clean, direct, no drama, no essay, don't apologize, because here's the truth. When a workplace becomes toxic, you don't owe anyone a long explanation, but you do owe yourself the peace. You owe yourself a fresh start. You owe yourself the courage to choose better. So leaving a toxic job is not quitting, it's self-respect.
There you go. It's from the same creator as the previous video. I like the previous one that she made. This one's a little bit, she says no drama, is a little bit more drama to this one. If you ask me, I've been in a situation where I've hired people, I've fired people, I've applied for jobs. So I've worn a lot of hats as it relates to this subject. But let's go to the comments and take a look. It's better to leave quietly because guess what? No matter what you say, they don't care. Specifically if you're quitting. 5 replies. It's always better to leave quietly, but sometimes it's about speaking your piece and setting your mind free from the constant thoughts. It's letting go for you, and you're aware they don't care. However, it's not for them. It's for you to subconsciously let go. So it's better to leave quietly instead of reporting them to HR. So there's a record on them in case they bother the next hire. I plan to leave willingly, but I want to make sure I report her. They truly do not care. All right, I'll read one more. No, absolutely not. Thank you for the opportunity to work here, and I wish everyone at the company all the best. I have decided to pursue another opportunity. Never, ever leave on a critical note. It won't change anything to the company and only burn bridges for you. But this is said in a respectful manner and not blaming them. You are, right? I don't know about this one, creator. You're kind of blaming them. You bring in mental health and all these other things. I feel like you're burning the bridge there. So again, that's my personal opinion based on my experience. Like I said, the previous video, the one you made before this, or the one we saw before this, perfect. This one, situational, if you ask me. All right, let's go to the next one.
I quit my 180K corporate job to do absolutely nothing. Well, not absolutely nothing, but I did quit my job. And I do think it's funny that the first question that everyone asks is, oh my God, Lisa, what are you going to be doing instead? Do you have another job lined up? And the answer is no. What will I actually be doing? I want to find purpose in my life outside of a career, outside of a corporate 9-to-5, climbing the corporate ladder, just looking for the next promotion. I think that was my life for at least the last 5 years, if not more. And I just feel like that is not living. And look, I know it's not the worst circumstance to be in. I was in a really fortunate position. I actually love my job and I worked really hard to be where I am. But if you're in corporate, you'd understand this. It just felt like the days passed by so quickly because every day was the same routine. Just get up, be in a rush to go to work, come home, go to the gym, eat, sleep. That was it. I feel like there's got to be more. There has to be more outside of that. And look, we can get into the why another time because that's a whole nother story. That was like a whole mental breakdown and quarter life crisis. So that's a whole nother thing. But I think I just need to find purpose outside of work. Because also work was my entire identity. It was all I thought about, it was all I talked about. And then even when I wasn't thinking about it, then I would feel guilty about not thinking about it. I actually want to slow down and just enjoy each and every day. And I know it's just going to be the mundane stuff, right? It's just going to be getting up, putting on a cute little outfit, going to get matcha, go to the beach, go to the park, get that. But that's what I want. I want to find meaning in the mundane. I want to be present every day and I want to enjoy every day and truly appreciate each day. So no, I will not be looking for a job for the foreseeable future. Guys, think of me as like your unemployed friend on a Tuesday. Real unemployment hours, like bum ass hours, unemployed shenanigans. But also, guys, let me know if there's always been things that you wanted to do that you can't do because obviously you're at fucking work. And I will go do those things and I'll take you along and it's going to be really fun. Is this a huge risk? Probably. And I'm moving out soon. But guys, it's fine. It's going to be a journey. We're all going to be in this together. If I fuck my life up, at least that'll be fun for you guys to watch. So come along.
Oh, this is a little cringe. There's a lot to unpack there. Some people like structure. I like structure. Some people thrive on the routine because they know, I know, at least I can speak for myself. Again, it's situational. Where are you at in your life, right? Seems like she's a free bird. She just wants to lounge around and not go to work and do her thing and go where the wind blows. Do what you gotta do. Me? No. I gotta go to work. I gotta take care of these kids. I gotta make sure they get what they need. In order for me to do that, I gotta put in some work. So with that, I like my routine. I really do. So that's just me speaking for myself, but good luck to you. And hopefully it works out. And it's just you on that journey. Thank you for posting it. Hopefully everything works out. But we're watching you. But this is your journey for sure, 100%. All right, let's go to the comments. What do y'all do for health insurance in these instances? Oh, that's a good question. 4 replies. We use a beautiful little green Medicare card and go see our doctor. Australia healthcare is still mostly free, with some doctors charging a small gap payment. Hospital is free too. Nice, Australia. Good for you. You don't need to be employed to have health insurance in Australia. You just pay for it yourself. Well, there you go. In America, you can sign up for Obamacare insurance and the premiums are pretty low once you factor in tax credits if your income for the year is low. That's what I did last year on my career break. My premiums were essentially $29 a month. It'll be a bit higher this year because of the political legislation, but still pretty low. Well, there you go. I left my $225,000 corporate job after 4 years because I had anxiety and depression, and eventually it started impacting my personal life. I'm now a freelance court reporter and transcriptionist. Way less stress. LOL. Well, good for you. Whatever you got to do. That was a lot in this episode. It was kind of roller coaster of emotions. Some of them really stuck with me, and I truly do feel for them having to go through what they've gone through, and deciding it's not for them, and they're gonna just separate and do what they got to do. Good luck to you. Hopefully it all works out. But this episode, I'll probably do some more episodes there or more series like this. I like this one. With that, if you found any value, consider subscribing. Thank you for your attention. We'll see you on the next video.